GM guys, George Donnelly here, building a local Solana P2P marketplace. As I mentioned in a previous video, this is like a redevelopment from scratch. So yeah, don't be confused by that. Um, this is week 2, Solana Eternal Hackathon. My progress report. So last week was, I have to say, holy cow, that was hard. Dug myself into a couple of issues. Couldn't identify precisely what was the right version of Rust, the Solana CLI client, and Anchor. Eventually settled on Solana 2.1.15. Rust, I think it was, let's see what version of Rust. It might have been 185 or 1.84, and Anchor 0.31.0, which I'm pretty sure is the latest anyway. I don't know, for some reason I got lost on all the previous versions. I had to add Solana 1 on the command line, and then updating to 2 was a pain in the butt. And then this hard-coded arbitrator pub key issue right here. Wow. Trying to hard code that, I messed myself up. I didn't have it in the right format. For some reason, I thought I could specify it in base 58, but no, it's got to be in this hex format. And I was getting Borsch errors left and right. I lost easily, I would say, day and a half, 2 days on that. Good news is, though, that the contract, or the program, I should say, is in really good shape. I got my constants, my errors, my custom error codes. Got all my different functions, including creating escrow, funding escrow, marking the fiat as paid, whole bunch of stuff here. All of this is in very good shape. I think at least this structure can last through probably the public beta. There might be a few changes I'm going to want to make after that. I've got the events in here. I've got structs down here somewhere. I'm not sure if I have, like here's the escrow struct. So I've got a lot of fields on it. I'm not sure if I've over-engineered this or not. But this handles deadlines. It handles the whole sequential escrow thing that I've kind of invented. It handles disputes. Both parties posting a bond, both parties posting a hash of their evidence, and it has functions for resolving the disputes, which can happen in a couple different ways. Default judgment, or deciding in whatever party's favor. So I've got all that. Last week I had most of this, but yeah, I spent a lot of time last week on debugging those really frustrating Borsch errors and figuring out the right program versions to have. Once you get the right program versions, and once you're not completely lost on these weird Borsch errors, oh, this is nice. This is actually quite nice. So yeah, it's about 1,722 lines. Not sure if I've overbuilt that or not. But also, like, this stuff can get quite complex. So I would rather have like my constants well defined, my custom error codes. I'd rather have all of this than later on, dig myself a technical debt hole and just be like, who the hell knows what's going on? I know what's going on. Yeah, so I've invested the time on that. Also, now this was a major focus of last week, was the tests. So I have TypeScript tests. I think I've got 19 or 20 tests here. I've got a bunch of helper functions to derive the escrows, to derive the PDAs, just to airdrop funds because I'm using LocalNet. And then I have, yeah, a whole bunch of tests around, creating, funding, all the steps of a trade. Um, yeah, and including, some edge cases here at the end. This one's commented out because it depends on a time on a deadline, so which is like 3 days. So it's just not practical to test it unless I'm gonna come in here and change these deadlines and then rebuild and change them to like 1 minute each or something like that, which is can just get confusing. But so yeah, and as I tweeted, I don't know, maybe Saturday night or so. Yeah, all my tests are passing. So wow, feeling really good about this. I think this was the hardest part. Getting the tests, getting the contract, the program code, the tests, getting all that worked out, and yeah, it's certainly deployable. I've deployed it on LocalNet, so I think this week it's going to be building the API, building the event listener, building the front end. I won't get all that done this week, and integrating it with a version of this that's deployed to DevNet. So yeah, and you can follow my progress here at the local Solana contracts, GitHub, repo. Um, yeah, so I'll be expanding this. Gonna add a README, updated flowchart, lots of details, and yeah, I'm gonna keep building. And thanks.